Hey guys, in this video I'd like to make a special mention of one of my early subscribers from when I first started doing videos, Jaye. And I just wanted to say thanks a lot for supporting the channel and supporting me. And a few months back you wanted to perhaps see a video on either Lady J or the G.I. Joe headquarters with the jail in it. I picked Lady J for this one because I thought you might enjoy it. So anyway, I hope everyone enjoys this video. And thanks a lot, Jaye, for being a very early subscriber and just being a really, really important person in my life. Okay, thank you. So here is the 2021 Lady J figure. It's a 6-inch G.I. Joe Classified Series figure. And in previous videos, I sort of talked about how the Classified line wasn't really my favorite. Like, a lot of the figures look like a Fortnite video game. And I'm still sticking to that thought, except that when I saw this figure, I liked how she looked a lot like the 1985 Hasbro 3 3/4 inch edition. So Shane and I talked about it, and we decided that she was actually a pretty cool figure to get to add to the collection. So we can take a look at the box art here, and then we can do a quick unboxing. On the front there's a nice drawing of her with her javelin and her communication stuff, because she was a covert operations soldier, of course. And on the side there's some box art there of her, which is a nice little sketch drawing and color added. And on the other side, I always talk about this, but they're just there's no file card like the old packages, which I would have liked to see on these, so that people could get a little bit of a background on the character. But I guess in 2021 they figure that these little icons, kind of more like a video game or something, I guess, are good enough to depict what she can do. So I'm assuming that the skull is like a, well, I don't know. I'm not going to assume anything. That's just what they are. So I guess you can decide for yourself. That's how they wanted to package it. And on the back, they made some changes to the box art. You can see from the previous infantry one that they're showing Roblox's sci-fi weapon instead of the 50 caliber machine gun that he traditionally comes with. Now they've actually sort of hidden it. I don't know if you can see that. They've put gung ho there, so you can't really see the 50 cal. And I know a lot of fans, they were upset about the 50 cal missing from Roblox. So I don't know if that's any reason why they sort of chose to stick gung ho there. But I guess they had to add some figures anyway. Like, they had to add Lady J and Flint and Major Blood and, you know, a whole bunch of guys. But yeah, anyway, so there's the differences between your previous release and updated one with Lady J and some other people. So now we can open this thing up. Got my trusty combat knife here. It's not really a combat knife, of course, but you know, it's a knife, so I can open this thing up. Okay, pop it open. So it's got the G.I. Joe star background, which I guess is a more modern take on G.I. Joe, which I could give or take, but it's there, so nice enough. And then here we are with the actual figure in the clamshell. So here she is here, outside of the clamshell packaging. And you can see all the accessories that she comes with. She comes with a power javelin right here, which was a totally 1985 Lady Jaye classic weapon. And she has this knife here that goes in a sheath that can come out. She's got a spot for another javelin on her backpack. And some kind of a camera that goes on her backpack. And this looks to be some kind of a weapon or a camera. Not quite sure. Might have to do some investigating into that. Some kind of an attachment for it, I think. But another really cool thing that comes with her is this hair, which means that you can interchange the head sculpt. So you can have her like the traditional 1985 ball cap figure, or you can have the cartoon type figure with just the hair. And as you guys saw in the packaging earlier, that's how she comes in the package. I don't know which one I prefer more. I kind of like this one just because it's more like the 85 figure. Kind of more like this. Who, you know, of course I'm going to like more than anything. But yeah, I mean, I think it looks great. Her sculpting's quite cool. You can see she still has the traditional patch that was on the 85 Lady Jaye figure, which was the tree, like a forest tree type patch. And I like her green coloring a lot. And her hair looks awesome. I really like her hair. Here's a backpack. But yeah, so there's a look at the classified edition of her from 2021. So here she is here, 1985, version 1 Hasbro edition. And as you can see, she's mostly all green, a green paint tone, with her memorable black gloves, her ball cap, and I think just one of the best paint schemes of any G.I. Joe figure. And you can see here that she came with her green backpack, her gray power javelin, and her green video camera, as she's a covert operations specialist, meaning that she did a lot of undercover stuff, kind of like the G.I. Joe's equivalent to the Baroness for Cobra. And she's very skilled in hand-to-hand combat and different types of espionage. I don't actually have her file card. I don't have a card back for her. But I can show you her card art from 1985. It's on this 3D Joe's poster over here. And if we scroll down here, we can find her. And there she is in the corner. And that's the Hector Greedo art, of course, like all of the other 80s Joes. I wasn't lucky enough to have her as a kid, mostly because 1985 I didn't get too many figures from my parents and relatives because I was already spoiled by getting the USS Flag for Christmas that year. And of course I'd rather have the flag than a bunch of figures, but she was one of the ones that I kind of missed out on, that I wish I would have got, because she was so popular and prolific in the comic and the cartoon. I always liked her ball cap And just the look of the figure. And of course that patch on the arm with the forestry type patch has like a evergreen tree. Another thing that I think a lot of people who like G.I. Joe really appreciate is that G.I. Joe really depicted women very respectful in a very respectful way. And they were one of the first toy lines to kind of give equality to women. I always liked that too as a kid because it didn't matter that, you know, the women were women. Like they didn't point that out like, oh, this is a female and that it's any different. They more made that that they were part of the team, and it didn't matter if they were a woman or a man or whatever. As long as they were part of the Joe team, they were all equal and all really, really tough and special individuals. And I think it taught a lot of kids that at young ages. And of course, over here is Flint. That's her boyfriend, as everybody knows. He's also a 1985 release. And a lot of people's favorite characters from the cartoon and the comics. She first appears in the Marvel run in this issue here, G.I. Joe number 32, which has Zartan and the Dreadnoks on the cover. And it came out in February 1985. And it's a pretty deadly issue because it's actually takes place after the issue where Destro and Firefly and Crimson Guardsman go up to Snake Eyes' cabin and try to kill him. And I remember that Spirit is up there too, trying to help out. And then the Soft Master shows up, and I can show you some of the panels here, but yeah, this is just such a great issue. I remember reading this one as a kid and really enjoying it. But somewhere in this issue is her first appearance, and we're gonna find it. And here it is here. There's her first words, and Scarlet's talking to her. And it's a bit of a funny first appearance because pretty much she's just telling Scarlet that she's there to replace a couple members of the Joe team, and she doesn't really say much else other than that. So. But yeah, anyway, that was her first appearance in the Marvel run. And then, of course, her second appearance is in this issue here, which I did a video on earlier. And that's issue 34, where she goes up in a Sky Striker with Ace, and they have a battle with the Baroness and Wild Weasel. And the ending of that issue is really awesome, where Ace and Wild Weasel have a respectful salute to one another. And then, of course, she appears in G.I. Joe number 44, where she battles some bats. But she's in a lot of comics. Another one that I should have taken out to do this video, but I didn't, is one where she actually punches Flint in the face because he says something insensitive to her. And yeah, but anyway, I don't have that one out. It's in my cabinet. I kind of forgot to bring that one out. She also, well, first she actually appeared in the G.I. Joe movie, the 5-parter, after school special type thing, Sumbo animated series. And she was in that in 1984. Before she was in the comic and before she had a figure, because the figure was released in 1985. And it was a duo of her and Flint that were in that movie. And they were really, really good and pretty prominent characters. And I remember watching that as a kid and thinking that, who is this woman and who's this guy? Because they're not actually made in a figure form. So kind of not unlike the Baroness, when she actually had a comic appearance in G.I. Joe #1 and was really a dominant character early on in that comic. And then also was in the 1983 Mass Device. And of course all the other mini-parters that came out. But she actually didn't get a figure until 1984. So when kids saw these two on the shelves in 85, they were really excited because they finally got a figure for that cartoon series that had come out a year earlier. And that was really quite special. In Mark Bellow's reference book, she has quite a nice write-up. And you can see her photograph there with all her accessories. Yeah, apparently she was actually first to be called Lady Shay, Shady Lady, and Sprite. But of course, Larry always had prototype dossiers and names for so many different characters, so that doesn't really come as a surprise. But yeah, and then her actual name is Allison Hart Burnett, and she's quite an educated young lady, because she actually went to Bryn Mawr, and she got her bachelor's there, and she got her master's at Trinity College. And it's written in here that it's quite a cool thing because Flint is her boyfriend, and he's actually quite a scholar too, because he was a Rhodes Scholar who received his master's from Oxford University. So this G.I. Joe couple is kind of a special, intelligent couple. And another interesting little tidbit here is that Larry actually decided to go with Lady Jaye instead of Lady Shay, because the wife of Jay Bacall, of Bacall and Griffin, the ad agency that held the Hasbro account for many years and had a big hand in the Sumbo animation, he actually changed the name to Jay. So that's why she's Jay instead of Shay, Lady Jaye. But anyway, yeah, so not to get too into her write-up, but that's a really cool write-up in Bellomo's book. And if you guys, I never actually showed this, but if you guys haven't heard of Bellomo's books, they're really, really good. Here's the cover of it here. But he has a few volumes. This is the 3rd volume. But he's a really, really good G.I. Joe writer. And he pretty much goes over everything G.I. Joe. And it's all included in here from 1982 to 1994 when the run ended. But yeah, just a really, really good book for collectors like me and other collectors to have. Okay, guys. Thanks for watching another episode of Dave C's G.I. Joe commentary. Catch you next time.
person.